All right, welcome to 1% Better. Today we're going to dig into the financial ideas of entrepreneur Jaspreet Singh. See, he's got this theory that the path we're all told to follow, get a good job, buy a nice car, own a big house, is actually a trap. So, let's break down his advice and see if we can find a new way to think about wealth. Okay, let's just start with one number because it really sets the stage. 78%. That's the percentage of Americans living paycheck to paycheck. And look, that's not just some random number on a page. For most people, that's real life. It's a constant state of financial stress. And it's the reality for the vast majority of us. And this quote from Singh, man, it just nails the problem. It's this weird psychological trap, right? We're so afraid of looking broke that we spend money, we don't even have to look rich. And in doing that, we completely sabotage our chances of ever building any real actual wealth. And that leads us right into what he calls the look rich, stay broke trap. This is hurdle number one. Honestly, it's probably the biggest thing you have to get over if you want to find any kind of financial freedom. I mean, really think about it, right? From the time we're kids, we're basically handed this playbook for life. You know the one. Study hard, get that good job, buy the nice car, get the beautiful home. But what happens when you follow that script? More often than not, it just leads to a life that's totally financed by debt, not a life of freedom. Okay, so now we get to what might be the most controversial idea in this whole breakdown. We are going to challenge what is probably the single biggest financial goal for most people, owning your own home. So, here's the question we really have to ask ourselves. Is the home you live in an asset or is it a liability? Now, the answer might seem obvious, but it all comes down to how you define those two little words. The way to think about this is super simple. It's all about cash flow. An asset literally puts money in your pocket. A liability takes money out of your pocket. That's it. It's not about what something is worth on paper. It's about what it does to your bank account every single month. So, if we use that definition, let's look at your home, the one you live in. Every single month, it is taking money out of your pocket, right? You've got the mortgage, taxes, insurance, repairs. It's a constant drain. That makes it a liability. But a rental property, well, the tenant's rent covers all those costs, and any extra cash goes straight into your pocket. That is an asset. And this is where this huge hidden cost comes into play. Opportunity cost. See, every single dollar you sink into a down payment for your own home. That's a dollar you can't use to buy an income-rousing asset like that rental property we just talked about. You're giving up the chance to start generating cash flow from day one. Jaspreet's own story is just a perfect example of this. It shows the power of shifting your thinking from that traditional path to an asset-first mindset. So, get this. He's just 19 years old. It's the middle of the 2011 housing crash, and he buys a foreclosed condo for just $8,000. And after he fixes it up a little bit, he rents it out, and suddenly he's got $600 a month coming into his pocket every month, just like that. That one condo became his very first cash-flowing asset, and that was the big aha moment for him. See, working for a big per salary just means you're trading more of your time for more money. But when you own an asset, your money is working for you, generating income even while you sleep. That is the whole game. Okay, so you're probably thinking, how do I actually do this? Well, Singh lays out this really simple kind of non-negotiable rule for every single dollar you earn. And he calls it the 75-15-10 plan. But don't think of it as some strict, annoying budget. It's more like a system. It's designed to automatically build your wealth with every single paycheck, no matter how much money you make. Here's the breakdown. You spend a maximum of 75% of what you take home. But, and this is the most important part, that spending comes last. Before you do anything else, a minimum of 15% goes toward investing in assets, and a minimum of 10% goes into savings for emergencies. The magic here is that you pay your future self first, always. But here's the thing, you can have the best financial plan in the world, but it's totally useless if you don't deal with the number one obstacle first. And that obstacle isn't finding the right stock or property. It's breaking through the mental barriers that tell you this whole thing isn't possible for you. To get what I mean, just look at this classic puzzle. The challenge is to connect all 9 of these dots using only 4 straight lines, and you can't lift your pen from the paper. Now, what most of us do is we try to solve it by staying inside that neat little square. The dots make up. We just assume there's a box we can't go outside of. And the solution, it's so simple, but it's one of those things that feels counterintuitive at first. The only way to connect all the dots is to draw your lines beyond that boundary you thought was there. You have to break out of the invisible box you put yourself in. You see where I'm going with this, right? This puzzle is a perfect metaphor for our finances. We trap ourselves inside these invisible barriers. We believe things like, I can't be wealthy, or people like me don't succeed. Or we're just stuck on that fear of looking broke and following the same old script. So, according to Singh, the very first step to shattering these barriers is simple, but it's not easy. You have to adopt this as an absolute unwavering belief. Not, I hope to, not, I might, but I will. It's a conscious decision you have to make to change your entire mindset. So at the end of the day, what's the big takeaway here? It's that financial freedom isn't about some secret, complicated strategy. It's about a really simple shift in how you think, from trying to look rich to actually systematically building wealth, one asset at a time. So the real question you got to ask yourself is, what's the invisible box that you need to break out of?